It doesn't work for her. Okay, everyone, what's up? And thank you for being here tonight. I wanted to just go over a couple things with you before I dive into some of the content of the call. So I'm just going to screen share really quick. Actually, yeah, let's take a picture. Everybody smile. All right, 1, 2.
Oh, hello?
Yay! She got it. Good job. Smile, because we're going to take a picture and then I'm going to get started.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Cheese. All right, sweet. God, Snapchat takes up so much of my time. Okay, so I wanted to screen share with you guys and just make sure that you saw the calendar for this month. It's pinned in the team page, so you always can go check it out. But just so you know, you guys always know team calls on Monday night. We had our challenge group Cinco de Fido start today. And then I want everyone to remember that if you're going to Summit, that the workshop registration opens May 10th at 12. So if you're going to definitely get on that because they run out super quick and I want us all to be able to at least be at the same ones. And then the All Access Challenge Pack was extended through August, which is amazing because we're going to be able to help so many more people without having to tell them they have to pay for an arm and a leg as well. So, and the Success Club prize this month, if you haven't already seen it, is if you help 3 people, you get the personal development webinar with John Maxwell. He is an amazing personal development speaker and he works with so many types of coaches, and he is going to be sharing with us some personal development tips and just all sorts of good stuff. So I'm excited about that. They haven't done a webinar in quite a little while. I'm excited for the backpacks we won in April, but the webinars, they're exciting because they're personal development, but I always like getting a little prize. So I always get a little like, meh. It's a personal development webinar, but they are really helpful, and I love Jen Serino's when she did hers, and Dave Ramsey's daughter was awesome. So just make sure you're pushing to help 3 people so you get access to that as well. Since we have some kind of newer people on here, I just want to give a background of me and how I got started just real quick. And I just want you to know, like, as crazy as I come off on social media, like with the positivity and the energy and all of the F-bombs and all that stuff, like, I wasn't always like this, you guys. I had to grow. I had to get out of my comfort zone, and I had to just experiment with finding my voice. And it's taken me a year and a half, and I want you to know that the more that you do it, the easier it gets to put yourself out there on social media. But what you're doing is inspiring people, so you shouldn't look at it like it's scary or it's something that you have to, like, think about. Like, just be you, and I'm going to kind of talk about that tonight. But I just want you to know that I wasn't always like this. I was 50 pounds overweight. I have a lot of struggles, especially with emotional eating, that I really don't even talk about. Like, I eat when I'm upset. I eat when I'm bored. I eat all the time, like if I'm not really focusing on my meal plan. So I want you to know that I have struggled too, and it's crazy because it's a growing thing, and it's a journey, and you don't have to feel like this is only 21 days or only 30 days. Like, this is a journey. You fail, you move forward. You fail, you move forward, and you're just going to get better the more that you do it. So I encourage you all to keep stepping out of your comfort zone. I follow a lot of you guys as See First, and I don't know, like, a lot of coaches probably don't do that with their team, and I don't understand why. Like, I love encouraging you guys. I love seeing your posts so that I can help you if I see that there's something that you're lacking and I can share with you from experience. So I follow a ton of you guys, and I know you're all doing a really great job. So keep up the good work. All right, so I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for growing a business. And the first one is do what successful coaches are doing, okay? First of all, be coachable, because if a successful coach or someone who's building a business is telling you something that you should be doing, then you should really consider doing it if this is something that you want to work for you. Showing up on social media every single day is like non-negotiable. You're a Beachbody coach. 3 to 5 times a day is just part of our job. And I want to shout out Courtney tonight for being on this call sick as fuck. She has had a fever all day long, and she got a workout in and posted about it, and she showed up even though she feels like shit. Her kid is sick, and he was just screaming when she called me 5 seconds ago, and she still showed up tonight. So it's things like that. It's showing up when you're sick. It's showing up on your birthday. I have spoke on someone's call on my birthday while my parents were in town visiting. Like, it's little things like that. It's being dedicated to this team and to your business that's going to help you grow a solid business. So I think that leading team calls is huge. You guys, I started out leading team calls by myself. I asked my husband to get on Zoom with me, and he did. And it was me and him maybe like once or twice. And Gloria signed up shortly after that, and she's been with me ever since, which is amazing. And you guys will find your forever coaches as well. It does take time, and you just have to keep showing up in order for those people to trust you and to want to join your team. So showing up on social media, leading your own team calls. You guys, it's leading your own team calls. Even if you have nobody, you have to find content to talk about on these calls every single once a week. I have to go look for stuff in order to share with you guys. But guess what? That's me growing myself too. And I get to come back and share it with you guys so you get to grow. So it's stuff that you should be doing for your own business. And if you're showing up as a leader and leading team calls, your coaches underneath you are going to see that. And then they're going to say, well, if my coach is doing it, I should be doing it too. So you've got to start doing it. My calls did not look like this 4 months ago. My calls had me, Gloria, and Courtney, and Brittany at some point, you know, and Brittany, McKill, both Brittany's. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's showing up consistently and being consistent. You can't say my calls are Monday night at 9 o'clock, and then next week they're Wednesday at 7, and the week after that they're on Sundays at 10 a.m. Like, you pick a time, you stick to it, and that's your team call, and you share good content. Don't get on your calls and be like, nah. Like, have a content and share with your team. Engaging in the team pages is huge. Like, when somebody welcomes a coach, say welcome. We are a group. If you're on this call right now, you care at least this much about starting a business or growing your business. You're here. You've showed up. That's half the battle. You guys have to be present in the team page, because if you want your coaches to be present in your team page, shouldn't you be leading by example? Yes. So be engaging in the team pages. Celebration Thursday. Celebrate. It feels good. You're showing gratitude, and the universe responds to that. When you're positive and you show gratitude, the universe has your back. I promise. Like, share gratitude. And we celebrate together. Like, I love hearing about you guys and what's going good in your life. So share about it. We get to celebrate together. If you want a team to be active, you must be active. So keep that in mind. Success Club is non-negotiable, you guys. I see a vicious cycle, and not just our team, in all Beachbody coaches everywhere. They hit Success Club early on in the month, maybe within the first 2 weeks, and then they just let it go, and they fall off those last 2 weeks. And the only problem with that is now your next month, you're going to be kicking your feet hard as shit to gain that momentum back in all those messages to hit Success Club for the following month, because you weren't just consistent. It's not about doing 100 or 200 messages in one day and then taking off a week. It is doing 20 or 30 or 40, whatever your goal is, and however you want to grow this business in the speed that you want to. It's doing that every single day. And that is how you don't get discouraged and like wait till the last day of the month and be like, I can't hit Success Club. But it's because you took off a week and it wasn't important to you, and that's what it boils down to. And if it's not something that is important to you, then you're going to grow your business a little bit slower than other people, and that's okay, because guess what? This is your business. You get to do it how fast or slow you want, and we're here to walk with you, and we're here to run with people who want to run, and I'm going to be here no matter what. So I just want you to know that doing a little every day is a lot more, it's going to help your business grow a lot more than doing like a lot one day and taking off 5. Okay, so it's non-negotiable. Success Club is non-negotiable. You have to find a way to help 3 people every single month. That is how we are all going to reach goals. And I mean, the people underneath you, they have to be doing that. And if you're not doing that, why would they be doing that? You have to reach your Success Club goal every month. When you help 3 people, you get free customers from Beachbody. People that went to the website and just ordered a challenge pack, they are now your customers. You get to reach out to them, you build a relationship, and who knows, they're on Home Direct and you're making commission every single month from them, okay? When you hit Success Club 10, meaning you helped 5 people in 1 month, not only have you covered your shakes and maybe like the cost of Teamsy and whatever else you wanna put back into this business, but you also get free customers from Beachbody that give you paid commission. So you've got to remember, when you're hitting these goals, you're growing your business, and we're all linking arms and growing our businesses together. And I promise you, you guys, we are going to be an elite team at the end of this year. We will do it, but it has to be a group effort. Like, I can sell challenge packs all day long till I'm blue in the face, but if we're not all reaching goals together, then nobody's going to reach a goal, okay? So Success Club is non-negotiable. Going live, like, I know it's scary for some people, and I know, you know, it's scary for a lot of people. It's scary for me. Every time I go live, I'm like sweating bullets, and I'm like, I have a piece of paper that says what I need to talk about. I don't just like wing it, because that's when you like get all flustered and you're like, everyone's getting off. Well, you weren't prepared. Prepare yourself. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you're smiling. Make sure you're engaging with people, but not too much, because remember, a majority of the people who are watching your live videos are watching it recorded. So if you're sitting there like, let's wait to see who gets on. Oh, I'm waiting for those eyeballs. Like, nobody's going to stay on that video. So just make sure. And Larissa, I know you've done it because I saw you do it. But I used to do it every single live video. But then guess what? I watched a YouTube training that said, it was Chalene Johnson, you are being watched mostly by recorded people, and they are not going to keep watching your videos. So good tip, right? So make sure you're going live, because you get more eyes on your stuff and more people are going to come to your page, and they get to see the real true you, which is the most important thing anyways. Going to Summit and Super Saturday, you guys have to try to make those a little bit more important. I know there are a ton of you that do go to the Super Saturdays. They're quarterly events. They're amazing. You get inspired. You get success stories. Some of them have live workouts. The ones that I go to usually have live workouts. I don't want to go if there's not a live workout. And, you know, you learn a bunch of stuff. They give you tips, and the energy in the room is contagious, and you leave feeling inspired and ready to rock your business. And it happens every 3 months, and there's one near each and every one of you. So got to try to get to those. Clea, you're coming with me to Orlando in August. So you've heard 1,000 times that successful coaches post 3 to 5 times a day. If someone doesn't like what you're posting, screw them. Let them unfollow you or unfriend you. Like that, you have to just let go of right now, because you are going to lose people for what we're doing. Some people are annoyed by it. They're cynical, they're negative, they're assholes, and they don't do personal development. So just know that if they're like commenting mean shit on your stuff, it says more about them than it does about you, because you're posting this nice positive post and somebody's like blah blah blah, and it just makes them look bad. So don't sweat it. And it's hard not to comment back and be like, well, you dude, or whatever, but always just take the bigger road. Like, you can unfriend them or delete them if you need to, but just remember that you can't please everyone. Like, what's that saying? You can be the juiciest peach in Georgia and someone's still not gonna like peaches. And that's true for anything. Like, you're not going to make everybody happy. So just make the people who you're looking for happy, keeping positive, keeping the light in people's newsfeed and inspiring people and doing your thing, because people love that. So I suggest stop following top coaches. I mean, have a handful of them that you keep on see first, but you get into this wicked comparison game, and it's like you get in your own head about why you're not there and why they've got 1,000 likes and you've got 1, and it doesn't even matter what they're doing. It does not matter. As long as you're keeping on with what you're supposed to be doing, those 4 vital behaviors, and sharing and showing up and inspiring people, you will build a solid business. But you won't if you spend your time looking at top coaches who are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, and I bet they're not following any other top coaches. So I would just suggest unfollowing them. And when you're posting, think like, am I being me, or am I trying to be someone else? Like, you remember, your vibe attracts your tribe, and if you're posting not like yourself, you're going to attract all these people who aren't like you, and then you have to work with these people. Like, I would hate that if all of us didn't get along because I was being fake or whatever. So make sure when you're posting, like, ask yourself, am I being me, or am I trying to be like this top coach or whatever? Am I posting with value? Don't just throw up a picture of your shake. I've said it 1,000 times. It happens on occasion. That's okay. But really try to ask yourself, like, what value am I sharing with my followers? Am I telling them what this shake does for me? Am I telling them why I work out from home and not the gym? Like, make sure you're posting valuable things. Okay? Make sure you're shining brighter. Do creative things. Like Gloria putting herself in the refrigerator for that free group was amazing. Like, I love that. She you can erase yourself with a ton of apps and pull yourself out of one picture and put yourself on another, and she put herself in the fridge. It was really a cute post. But you've got to do things that stand out. Like I'm saying, your picture with your shake, you're not going to stand out. Think about how many people post a picture with a Shakeology shaker cup. If you're doing that, you're not going to stand out. When I did that song, it was starving till I tasted you, and I had to shake. That stands out. I think it got 3,000 views. It was the craziest thing ever. But you do things to stand out and be different and shine bright. People sign up because of you and because of your story. So make sure the app that I use for a lot of my pictures is Rhonna Designs, RHONNA Designs. It's $1.99 one-time buy, or I think you can pay $3.99 and you get a bunch more options, but I did the cheaper one. And then I have PicMonkey, which is $33 for a year, and that's a good one for computers. Thank you, Gloria. So make sure, think about what interested you, what made you sign up, and then post to that person. I'm constantly talking about how I have not used PicArt. PicsArt? No, yeah, PicsArt. That I should look at that one. There's also Insta Quotes that I use. That one's $1.99 too. I'm not crazy about that one. I wouldn't buy it again if I had the choice. So, but yeah. So think about what interested you into joining coaching, and then talk to that person. Okay, I am a mom, so I talk to moms, and I'm like, hey, do you want to stay at home with your kids? Do you hate going to a 9-to-5? Do you want to create a life by design? Do you live paycheck to paycheck? Because that's my thing. We were broke as fuck before Beachbody, and we're still working through that. But I have no doubt in my mind that soon we'll be debt free, Pat will be home, and we'll be making enough money to buy a fucking 4Runner with cash like Ashley Molstead did, damn it. So just, what was I even saying? What made you join? What made you join? And talk to that person, because you're looking for people that you can inspire that are like you, and that you have a story that's relatable so you can connect with that person. Okay, tip number 2 is the vitals, the 4 vitals, and you'll never hear this enough. And honestly, I should talk about them on every single team call because they are so important. You're going to hear it over and over, but all of the top coaches are doing their 4 vital behaviors every single day. And tip number 1, do what successful coaches are doing. So you're being proof that the product works. That means you're drinking your shake every single day and you're sharing about it, and you're doing your workout every single day and you're sharing about it. The next one is invite, which really, we talk about this a lot. I think it's more share, invite. You want to be sharing and connecting and talking to people and talk about your journey all the time and connecting and building relationships and then inviting. What's his name? Robbie Carter told us, your husband, he didn't just walk right up to you and say, will you marry me? You guys built a relationship first, and then and then you ask, would you like to join my team, or have you ever considered doing a challenge pack or anything like that? So the next one is personal development, you guys, and this is should be the top one, because coaches that quit are people that aren't doing personal development. They stop believing in themselves. They stop seeing the big picture. Nothing's fast enough, and they're not doing the work. They're not building their mental muscle, and it's so important, you guys. Every day, try to get in 15 minutes. I know it gets put on the back burner. I know it does, because it does for me sometimes, because messaging is my number one thing to build this business. But without personal development, messaging sucks, because I'm in a weird headspace. And if I just personal development first, then your struggles and your objections that you get from people are so much easier to handle when you have a positive headspace and a motivating headspace, okay? Recognition is the last vital behavior. So I know if you don't have a team right now recognizing rank advancements, but you can still have challengers that you're recognizing. We do challengers every Friday in our accountability group to shout people out who are showing up getting results, plugging into the groups and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing to get results. And we want to shout people out because it feels good to be recognized for things. Like Thursday, we get to shout out Patrick and Courtney for going diamond. And then in 1 or 2 Thursdays from then, we're going to shout Gloria out for going diamond. Like, this team is making moves, and it is so exciting to me. And recognition is a huge part of it because people love that community feel and that growing and just getting better. And so shout people out. Do gifts, do giveaways, shout outs just with tagging people. It's all good. Just recognize people. And also I wanted to point out, when you're inviting, like, talk to everyone everywhere you go. Like, I wear my shirts out when I go shopping, and it'll be like Shakeology or, 21 Day Fix, and people ask about that. I remember I went to the park once and I had on my Shakeology hat, and I signed a coach that night, and I never even met the girl. And we became friends, and she signed up that night. So just wearing the stuff, you're a walking logo for yourself. I got business cards. I leave them at random places sometimes. I always forget that I have them, but they're always with me just in case somebody wants to know more info. And I encourage you to find people on Facebook rather than like just give them a business card. I try to add people on Facebook everywhere I go, because now they're following your journey and they're seeing your stuff, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to actually see what you're doing rather than just giving them a business card and then like maybe or maybe not texting you or emailing you. So let's see, next tip. Tip number 3, don't overthink it. Action cures fears, but hesitation and postponement will nurture it. So if you're sitting there scared to invite, scared to go live, scared to post, and you're just sitting there thinking about it, nothing's going to happen. And that's where that book that we're all listening to or all finishing at this point, the 5-second rule, comes into play. Like, if you have an instinct on a goal to act on it, then count backwards from 5 and just do it, because your brain is going to talk you out of it before if you give it the chance to. So if you're sitting there about to send an invite in a message, just send it. What are they going to do? Say no? Go for no. That's what we're going for, right? It doesn't matter if they say no, because we all know no just means not right now. It means they're not ready. They don't trust you. They don't believe, they don't see the value in Shakeology or in our programs. And that's okay, because I didn't. It took me 2 or 3 years before I finally saw the value in it. And it's okay. It takes time. But don't give up on them. Love on them. Keep following up with them. Beachbody unrelated, and checking on their kids and their dogs and how their life is, how their Easter was. Just keep following up with people, and you're building a relationship. And if you feel like you've already followed up, they're not responding, go to their Facebook page, be present on their page, comment on stuff, like everything. And, when you're commenting, I suggest, and this is new, I started suggesting this recently, but it's something I've been doing, and it's asking questions in my comments now. I'm not just oh my gosh, your kids are so cute. Now it's, oh my gosh, your kids are so cute. How old are they? Because now we're building a relationship publicly on their Facebook, and that's awesome, because it's the same thing as doing it in a messenger. So do that. Action cures fears. So it's simple, right? Don't overthink this business. You guys, all it is hitting Success Club and teaching your coaches how. That's it. It's just doing those 4 vital behaviors, hitting Success Club, and teaching your team how to do it too. And it's really, a lot of it's just believing that you can. Because if you don't believe you can, you've already gone into the fight knowing you're going to lose, and you're going to fucking lose. So believe in yourself. Just know that if I can do it, any one of you can do it. And I promise you that. So teach your team to hit Success Club, and also Success Starters. Cassie, who's not on the call tonight, she will be shouted out for being a Success Starter. Your first month as a coach, if you hit Success Club, which means you help 3 people sign up with the challenge pack, then you get a call with Carl Deichler, who's the CEO and creator of Beachbody. Then if you hit it the first 3 months that you're a coach, you get a free ticket to Summit 2018, which you guys should be pushing for if you're a new coach. It's I wish that I had known that, because I didn't work the business when I first signed up. And if I had known that, I would have probably hustled, it's free ticket. It's $195. You get a free ticket. So that's incentive to teach your team. When they sign up, that needs to be something that you tell them immediately, is the incentive of the first month and the 3 month. So I recommend on the 1st through the 15th to concentrate on Success Club and recruiting. So the first 2 weeks out of the month, you need to be focused on your business. Yes, your team is a big deal, but if you're not building that team, then you've got no one to teach. So those first 2 weeks, focus on hitting Success Club and recruiting new coaches to your team that want to work the business. Then those last 2 weeks, and maybe you do the first 3 weeks and focus on that, and the last week focus on your team. That's okay too. But it needs to be more about your business right now as you're building, and then less about your team. And then eventually it can be less about your business and more about your team. So the 16th through the 30th, you're gonna help your team, and you have to train them to stop focusing on trainings. Like, yes, trainings are important, you guys. I share them in the Moving to the Top group once a week, and it's a training session, like recruiting tips or social media tips or whatever. These are awesome. Trainings are awesome. But guys, the heart and soul of your business is messaging, and that is all you need to be focusing on right now. So, tip number 4, run social media like a sneak peek, right? So we do sneak peeks into coaching. Sometimes we do a live webinar, but every month there is some sort of what is coaching group or live webinar or just a group or an event that you go live in. Like somehow you run something to where you can teach new people what coaching is. So like every 4th Thursday of the month, I run a live What is Coaching webinar. But really, you should be running your social media just like you would a What is Coaching webinar. Answer their questions before they even have them. You're sharing about personal development. You're sharing about meal prepping and your shake that we drink. You don't have to say Shakeology. You say your superfood shake, and then it gets them interested in what you're drinking. Nobody really wants to hear Shakeology or challenge group, or you have to come up with like my virtual boot camp, like things like that piques interest, and not so much like they hear Beachbody and they're like, no, when they don't even know, they don't even get it. So make sure you're running your social media like a sneak peek, to where you're answering all of the things that you would be sharing about in a What is Coaching webinar, like all of it. Sharing about challenge groups, and you should be talking about your income. I know even if it's $100 check, you guys, that is more than most. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, that is a lot. Even if you're a stay-at-home dog mom, I know there's a couple of you on here, like $100 is a tank of gas just for helping somebody sign up with a challenge pack. Like, so share about that. Like, you got your first Beachbody check and it was awesome. I know Casey got one today and shared it in the group, and that's awesome. Like, that's something, if she was on here, I would tell her, share it publicly. That's what you have to do. And when you get objections from people, share that publicly. If someone's telling you like, I can't afford Shakeology, like I got all these bills, make a post about how you couldn't either, but you made it a priority and you freaking saved the money and made it happen. You have to be objecting publicly to people so that they know, okay, well, she's not just blowing smoke up my ass and telling me this, like she's telling everybody this because it's probably true. So make sure you're doing that too. And then my last tip for you is to pat yourself on the back, because life is tough and what we're doing is hard. People think that this is like the easiest thing ever and it's a get rich quick and all they do is work out. No, like this business it's hard. It's so easy, but it's so easy not to do. You're your own CEO. No one's going to make you message. No one's going to make you work out. Nobody is going to do anything for you. You have to do it. And people just think it's like la, la, la. And it's like, you need to share that we work. Like I could talk about working all the time because I do it all the time. And, just talk to yourself positively. Like you can't say I might, you can't say hopefully, you can't say maybe, because if you're saying those things, that's what you're going to get. If you say like I can and I will and I'm going to, then you will, because your brain is going to start putting actions together to make you do it. Because you have to do it. You have to put the work in, and you can. We all can, but you have to make it a priority. It has to be something. And if it's hard for you to make a priority, get up, get your non-negotiables in before you start your day, and then you have the rest of your day to enjoy. And that's how I used to work it. When I first started, it was, okay, get up, do my Power 3, do my workout, drink my shake, do my personal development, and I'm going to go to the beach with the family and have the rest of the day. But now it's changed a little bit because I'm making this a serious full-time income, and I Snapchat half the day, and people love that. And it's part of my day, and your husbands will get used to it, right? They will. They will. They will. So yeah, just pat yourself on the back. Go away. Shut up. Shh. Pat yourself on the back. No, you have to talk to yourself positively and speak to yourself in a positive manner in an I can, I will, I must. You have to tell yourself you're an outstanding coach. You're talking to a stadium of people that are listening to you, even if there's 2. You have to act like you can fill the entire stadium, even if there's 5 people in there. You will eventually be talking to an entire stadium if that is a goal of yours, if that is something that you want. You have to go and get it. And I think that belief is a powerful thing. And I think that's one of my things that I strive for, is just teaching you guys to just believe that you can do it. Because if you believe that, then you absolutely can, because you just start putting the work in. Because if you believe something, that means that you really want it, right? If I believe I'm going to be a top coach, it is because that is something that I really, really want. And so I'm going to work backwards, figure out what I have to do to be a top coach, and then go after it. Okay? So I'm going to end, and I was going to say, if you're still struggling after me telling you to believe in yourself, then that's where personal development comes in. And you have to do it first thing in the morning so that you can approach your day in a much positive manner and just plug back into personal development, because it all starts with believing that you can do it before you're going to actually do it. Half of the battle. So I'm going to end it with big ideas and big plans are often easier, certainly no more difficult than small ideas and small plans. Truth bomb. Right? Does anyone have any questions tonight? We good? All right. I kind of just wanted to, Larissa, yes, girl.
Okay. So earlier you were talking about adding all these people to your Facebook and stuff, right? Messaging and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, because I've been seeing a lot lately, some Beachbody coaches have their own fitness page.
Yeah.
And I know some people are kind of iffy about adding friends to their personal page. So would you recommend doing a fitness page or keeping it on your personal?
Okay, and in my personal experience, I opened the fitness page. You barely get any attraction. You have to put money into those pages. I think Instagram is a lot safer and an easier way to build your social media following than a page, but it's really strictly personal decision. If it's something, you have to go look at YouTube trainings and learn about the algorithms and learn what you have to do to build a social or a page or build an Instagram, and then decide which one is worth it to you. To me, if I was personally going to recommend it, I would say stay on your or on your personal page until you hit diamond. Once you hit diamond, then you can start branching out and saying, okay, well, see, because I'm at the point where I've got 300 friends to add until I'm at 5,000. And once you get to 5,000 friends on Facebook, you're cut off. So I have to expand. I have no other option. That's why the past 3 or 4 months, I've been posting to both my Instagram and my Facebook page. And eventually, who knows? It's all a trial and error and figuring out where you're seeing traction. And I think that Instagram is a lot easier to build than a page is. But that's just my personal opinion. And Ashley Molstead would say it to you too. She would say if she could go back and do it, I know she's got her Facebook page, but if she could go back and do it, she would have just done Instagram.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. You're welcome, Court. Thank you for getting on. And Brittany, you're so sweet. She says she hopes you feel better fast. That was Brittany Nelson. Okay, cool. So is everybody doing okay? Oh, Gloria. I was who's she waving at? What's up, girl?
Okay, so how do you, with Instagram, I'll get a lot of traction, but I don't really know what to do. I mean, do you just use the direct message feature on Instagram? How
that's the thing. There have been, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Okay. There have been few people that I have reached out to on Instagram. I need to get better about responding to people on Instagram because I'm so present on my Facebook, and it's like I post on Instagram and I'm building a small following slowly but surely because of the post. And I do notice when I stop posting 3 to 5 times a day on Instagram, you lose followers fast because there's a thing called Instagress where you can pay money and it will literally like people's stuff and like follow people like a computer does it, and if you don't follow them back, they unfollow you within 2 days. It's like automatic. So and I mean, I've heard through our elite push group that I could like purchase it, or we could all go in on it or something. It'd be something that I would think about doing, but like I could have all of you guys on the same like account, and you would just add all your Instagrams, and like it would work for all of us anytime the computer is on. And it's something that I'll look into and get more information about. Maybe we'll do like an Instagram training again next week, and maybe I'll have some people talk about Instagram and find some different things.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And that's what we'll do next week. So and then eventually I want to do one on Shakeology. So there are these new flavors on Shakeology that I want to share with you guys, all the new ingredients and how you can deal with Shakeology objections. So that's what we'll do next week. So eventually we'll do a Shakeology on Instagram the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I know Instagram's so hard to figure out, and I still am part of that. I paid $200 last June for a Josh Coach training, and I didn't like it because it was all about Instagram and I wasn't using Instagram at the time, but I'm still in that group, so I could start sharing those videos with you guys and stuff, and we will make it work. We're going to have to grow our Instagrams because I feel like a lot of the newer age people are on Instagram more than Facebook. So just my thoughts.
Got it.
We will see you guys. Anyone else have a question? We've got less than a minute. Awesome. Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on, and we will see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.